Hello and welcome to the men's Kamui Las Vegas Open. This is round number 2. I'm here with John Schmidt, former Mosconi Cup member, US Open champion. We have a battle of legends here. Guys that can still play, but are up in age. It's going to be an interesting one.
Hey, I'm on the senior tour myself, Eric, so I'm pulling for these guys. But legend is a term that's thrown around kind of loosely. These are truly two legends. I'd like to have $1 for every title between them. They've won hundreds of big events around the world. Complete gentlemen. They're two of my favorite players. I'm a giant fan of both of them. And if you're not interested in this, you need to take 2 weeks off and quit. This is about as good as it gets playing pool right here.
It's a best of 3 sets. The third set goes to Hill, but we'll be going to a shootout. Both players will be looking to avoid that. Win in straight sets, 2 sets each.
Yeah, and you know, Eric, this isn't weightlifting. I think people are under the impression that at 50, 60 years old, you can't compete with the best players in the world. I mean, these guys play as good as anybody alive, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a great performance out of one or both of them here.
Definitely. Ralph's been successful over the past couple years. Francisco's been more in the Philippines, but he's been doing a lot over there, challenge matches, developing his own teaching program. He just won the Jay Swanson Memorial Tournament Drifts this past couple days.
And that's a super huge, tough field. A ton of great players. Just another ho-hum title for Boosty.
Looks like Ralph has a path between the 10-4 here. If he does, he's good to run this rack.
Well, you know, we talk about eras. It really, my days that I competed the most, I mean, Ralph was at every single event, and I've seen him play so unbelievably good and so perfect and win so many events that he's really etched in my mind as a titan of the game and somebody that I look up to greatly.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you're just one of the most consistent players on tour.
Yes.
Can never tell the difference between match to match, win or loss, composure-wise, style-wise.
Yep.
Just a consummate professional.
Perfect gentleman, win or lose. He's really funny. I was staying with him and Torsten Homan at about 8 pros at Torsten's house in Florida, and Ralph is really a neat freak. I like that. I am too, right? And we're watching a movie, and for fun, we took 1 cup out of the cupboard and put it on the counter, and Ralph looked over and had to get up during the movie and go put that cup away. And we all burst out laughing at his expense.
You knew he would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's funny.
Big shot here in the first game. I guess he can come over and play the combo. I was thinking he was going to play underneath that.
Oh, he caught it a little heavy, didn't he?
Look
at this. Look at this.
Yep.
Yeah, the shot clock. He might have hooked Francisco. Yeah, no, he overcut it just a little bit.
It was a little straight. He was playing at a thin part of the pocket. He did get him, so Osmani's going to be on a kick here.
Well, maybe I'm warped in the head, but I know that I've been playing 30 years, and it's just such a reminder of how difficult pool is. When you see somebody that's dedicated their entire life and existence to playing pool, and they miss a ball that we would consider easy, it just shows what a difficult game it is.
It's called the 9. Let's get the 5 more up table.
Good shot.
He's going to have a chance here. Pretty natural position. How's the 8 laying on the rail there? It's going to be able to hold the 7.
Yeah, that really dictates whether you'll play position on that combo. But I think that 8 is in what players call a big ball position. When it's about a 1/4 inch off the rail or 1/8 inch, it's almost unmissable at slow speed.
You can hit the rail on the way
in.
You can hit the ball first.
Oh, what a nice shot. He just went for the make there. He didn't try to get cute and slow roll it. Your make percentage goes up.
Well, I guess he's so confident in the combo that he felt like he didn't have to get that direct on
that's right. Yeah, he's going to play this combination.
Definitely is missable from this angle.
Oh, for sure.
And
he caught it. He might have got away with it a little
safe
bit.
Again.
Yep.
Rolling good so far.
Well, I don't see much here, Eric. I mean, I don't.
Aggressive try at the combo, but it's tough.
Yeah, I almost think you have to bank the 7 towards the 9. Oh, he's banking the 7 past the 9. Oh, it has a path. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was blocked, but I
Yeah,
guess it's there.
yeah,
Short. Kind of
yeah.
had that in mind.
That's
on
right.
Souquet.
That's right.
It's a shot that comes up a lot. Not saying he'll play it specifically here. I have to get a second look, but cutting the object ball into another ball and just sticking the object ball.
Yes, very smart. I think that's exactly what he'll do.
He might slow roll though and just kind of separate it on the short rail.
I like putting the cue ball down behind the 10.
Yeah. That's the
Yes,
shot.
like this. Nice. Oh, he hit it great. Now, I'll tell you what, this kick that Bustamante's going to shoot with that 8 set in there, he has a reasonable chance.
Yeah, 2 rails.
Yeah, a reasonable chance for this 7 to threaten the hole. Unless he can see it directly. I believe he kicks here, right? No, he can come off the left edge.
Okay.
I think he's going to try to put the cue ball right back down where his hand is. Oh, nice hit. Nice shot.
Left it.
Left it, but boy, you're forcing Ralph to really shoot a shot. Now, you know, I like actually playing this rail first on this 7 here.
Creative.
Well, you know, and it's such a tough shot anyway that at least this way you guarantee position on the 7 if you make the combination. Because I hate to make a great combination, have the 7 just fall to the end rail with no shape. I really like the rail first here.
Great call, John.
Yeah, that's and he's such a experienced player that he saw that immediately. I have to be right once in a while. This is a tough one here.
He played it so he could get better on the 7,
Yeah.
but he actually didn't get good
No,
on it.
he got a little unfortunate to climb up under that 7 like that. Such a difficult shot. Now this one's no piece of cake either. How do you play this one here? I think he can draw straight off this ball to get to the 9, but even for world champions, this is a tough shot.
Many times there's distance between the cue ball and the object ball, and distance between the object
Yeah.
ball and the pocket. You gotta
Yes.
cue the ball perfect.
Yeah, no, he hit
Did
that
there.
so nice.
So a couple of half mistakes from Ralph in the first rack, particularly on the 5. Francisco taking advantage in the end. It's game 1 of the first set here.
Yeah, really nice out by Francisco there. That shot on the 7 was plenty missable. But we got about 80 years of experience between these two, and I would guesstimate 150 professional titles around the world.
No kidding.
Wow.
Assuming you've played them both.
Oh, I've played them
Multiple
both
times?
probably 10 times. Yep. Played them all around the world, probably each player 10 times, and just fantastic to watch them. I've tried to emulate Ralph's stroke, and I can't pull it off, but I just love the way he cues the ball and the nice, smooth backswing. Bustamante's I've even tried to copy, but that didn't work out so well.
Not too many people
Yeah.
have copied that one.
Yeah.
Ralph keeps his hand pretty far from his hip. There's good clearance past his
Yes,
chest.
that's interesting you say that. You're right. Yeah, I've tried all the stances like where my arm's really close to my body and tucked under, say like Jason Shaw or Mike Siegel, where I'm really out away from my. I've tried everything you can think of. You know, I'm not against trying anything that'll help me.
Does he have room past the 6 here?
Yeah.
I think there is a field goal between the
It
6
looks
9.
like it. Boy, this would be a nice looking stroke. He's going to have to power draw this with bottom left-hand English, draw the cue ball over to that second diamond, and then whip it over to the 2. New cloth, this is a pretty shot. Oh, nice hit, Ralph.
shot.
Yeah, great shot.
Gonna have to smooth draw this a little bit if he wants to play for the side.
Right.
I think you will.
And you know, when this ball's frozen, this shot with inside English or right-hand English is almost unmissable at this level. But with bottom left, outside English, quite missable when it's frozen.
Throw away from the pocket
Yes,
easily.
I've missed a million of these. Yeah, good shot there. Now the 4 to the 5, I think, is really the most difficult transition. So he needs a nice angle on this 4. And I don't see a natural path to the 5, but if anybody could figure it out, it's the Kaiser.
Yeah, most obvious pockets are blocked, so he'd be looking to come underneath it. As long as he gets angle on the 4, he can kind of...
Yeah, make something happen.
Yeah. It's just different.
Oh, no, that's interesting what he did there. I didn't see that coming.
Prefers attacking down table from the right side of the... having the 4 on the right side, maybe?
Yeah, and also, instead of going from the 5 back to the 6, back to the 7, he's going to get that handled right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Both players advanced with 2-0 wins in the first round. 2 sets to 0 wins. Just kind of run the cue ball at the 7 here.
You know, yeah, I kind of like going around the 5 because you're playing to like 6 pockets like this. Yeah. Go around. Come on. And he overran it just a little bit. Pretty good shot, though. That was actually a great shot. That's right about where he wanted to get. Let the pocket be your friend here. Smooth this in with bottom right. Pocket speed. Just like that. Nice shot.
Good rack from Souquet.
Yes, sir.
All the players in this men's field will be looking to advance to the final 16 on the winner's side. If they do, that'll guarantee them a spot in the final 32. So 2 wins for each player from this position.
Yeah, this is a big match, Eric. This is, it just kind of feels, it has that, oh, it's just the second round, but it gets you well on your way to where you need to be in this tournament. The format is huge if you can get to that single elimination board.
Yeah, because if you win this one, then you have 2 shots at the redraw as well.
Right.
Comfortable spot to be in.
Gosh, I just like how Ralph moves the cue. It's so smooth and unhurried.
Especially for an older school player.
Right.
Fundamentals are
right. Yeah, great.
Solid for
yes.
kind of back in the day. They were just kind of more makeshift.
Yeah, like do whatever works, right. Well, you know, I always said that really pool is just a contest of who can hold still the best. I mean, how you move the cue, I think, is up to each individual player. But I've noticed that if my head's moving or my torso's moving, it really messes me up. So because I don't have the prettiest stroke or the smoothest backswing, but I try to hold still. And when I do that, I seem to do better. But yeah, Ralph just looks beautiful over the ball. And Bustamante, though, I'll tell you something, and you know this, you've been around a long time like me. When he's in full flight and playing his best, I mean, it's intimidating.
Sure.
It's flashier and scarier looking, you know?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
And you wouldn't describe too many players as intimidating, but he'd be one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like Shane can get like that sometimes a little bit.
Yes.
But they have like, Bustamante particularly has like flair, right? And
oh,
then now all the balls are going in.
Mean, even his name. I mean, his name is flashy. The stroke is flashy. He's just a scary player and not somebody you want to draw.
Ralph going from the middle there. Nothing down.
What do you do here? Let's see. he's gonna just clip off this 1 and try to go behind the 6. Yeah, nice shot.
Too low percentage on the combo. Lots of coverage going
Yeah,
this way.
good shot.
Might have room between the 10-4 to kick to the short rail.
And Ralph is thrilled that that cue ball didn't snuggle up behind the 6. He's got a reasonable chance to hit the 1. Difficult, of course, but whole different ball game than being behind the 6. Now you won't kick at this real hard. You're just trying to create separation. There you go, just like that. Nice shot.
Found the window, I think, unless the 2's there. Might be.
Boy, these two, I guarantee these two have played each other. I would bet 100 times.
Sure. Near the end of tournaments.
Oh,
too.
yeah. When all the money's on the line. Good shot. Those can get away from you real easy. You hit that ball a little heavier and it goes right over in front of the pocket.
Rob's looking at banking the 1 between the 8-10 here, hiding the cue ball behind the
Yes.
5.
I like
Or,
that.
pardon me, the 6.
Well, and even if you just kind of treetop him over the 6 and put the 1 down where he's standing, that'd be a good shot. You hit this with a middle right cue ball to slow the cue ball down and beat the kiss. Just like that. Nice shot, Ralph.
Shot.
Yes, sir.
Jump's not there. Short rail kick is not there, so gonna have to come up with something here.
Ralph has always played with the Predator, I believe the Z shaft. I don't believe he's ever made the switch to the carbon fiber, but you know, when you won a million tournaments, why change, right? Wow, I'm not seeing the route here. Oh, okay, he tried to shorten it up with a little low right-hand English, yeah. So Ralph beat him to the shot here. Anytime a Filipino misses a kick and you get ball in hand, you celebrate internally. You know what I mean? It's like kind of a, you've done something. I mean, it's kind of like getting your wife to agree with you. It's a real victory. It's a real small victory you celebrate. I don't know if Efren's ever given me ball in hand.
He has the angle to draw straight back here. Just a lot of traffic in the middle of the table.
Right, yeah, you're gonna have to do something pretty fancy to go from the 3 to the 4, I think. I mean, depending on how he lands here, but.
2 rails around the 7 should be okay.
You like that, drawing around with bottom left and going in between the 7-9?
Yeah.
And then, and then playing the 4 up in the corner.
Get a little more into the angle that way.
Yeah, your make percentage goes up on the 3 a little bit instead of roll. It looks like he might be
just outside,
rolling it, just rolling it up and down. Boy, that's gutsy. Good shot.
It's preference.
Yeah, right. Either way was tough.
Fell in between here.
All you watch fans out there, I'm not an aficionado on watches. I'm more into donuts, but Ralph really has like an unbelievable watch collection.
I've heard this.
I mean, that watch on his wrist there, probably a Patek Philippe $30,000 watch.
I've heard.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff. Nice shot there.
Both these guys were kind of trailblazers for players from their area of the world. Ralph from Europe and Francisco one of the early players to come over from the Philippines. Give a lot of credit to players like that.
Yeah, you know, the German players, I mean, gosh, unbelievable with Ortmann, Souquet, Engert. Ortmann, you know, the funny thing about Ortmann, I know you know him, he looks like a real hard ass, a real mean guy. He's a sweetheart of a guy, one of my favorite people, nicest guy in the world, but he is intimidating. Like, you feel like you're playing like Putin or something when you his table presence, right?
Walking in the leather jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't meet a nicer guy, though.
Kind of same option he had on the 3 here. Could go 1 rail with inside or 2 rails with outside.
I like hitting this with a high ball, just a tiny bit of left. It looks like he's going around, maybe. No, he went with the high left. I like that. Yeah, come down the path of the 8.
And when you're only cueing 1 tip of spin like that, like, you shouldn't be scared of it,
right.
even though it's inside.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's right.
Ralph going to take the 3rd game here and be up 2-1 in the set score line. He'll be breaking in rack number 4.
Careful not to touch the 10 here. Shot. Oh, very nice out. I love seeing this. Both of these players are a little older than me, and every day I think to myself, I'm too old to ever win a match, and then I look up and Bustamante's, what, 60 maybe? Isn't he about 60 and just still plays fantastic? And Francisco lived in Germany for quite a while, from what I understand.
I remember that.
Yeah, so you know they've been around each other a ton.
Right, probably good friends.
Yeah, they
likely.
are. They are, and they have a lot of respect for each other in their careers. The amount of miles Ralph has flown, he was telling me one time, it's unbelievable. Like, there's pilots that have not got this many miles. It's millions.
And still doing it to this day.
I mean, he's went to like 40 tournaments a year around the world for like 35, 40 years. Right. It's a lot of miles.
Nothing down again.
Covered the 1. And Bustamante not too excited about this opportunity.
Middle of the rack's just not really separating. And it won't when you're not using a template.
That's right.
But just kind of recognize that and maybe go to the side rail next time.
Yeah, mix it up, try something, yeah. Would you take this shot, Eric? Do you like this? If you can glance off the right side and run downstream?
Yeah, just wondering what's happening. If you can hide behind anything on the right side of the table. The 3, but that's risky.
Man. Yeah, if he can hit the right side of the 1, I think Ralph will take the shot and try to clip the 1 down underneath the 7, and the cue ball runs back to the other end of the table. Oh, he hit the 9 going in. Yep, so it was real close.
Again, down to the end of his shot clock there. And the one thing about Ralph is he's known for being very methodical, right? And he's been playing under the shot clock for the last 10 years. And even back in the day, they introduced it a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're down near the end there and the clock starts beeping, it's like, it's distracting. There's no way around it, right?
Yeah. He, you know, to beat these great players, you're going to have to do magical things and take chances, and little mistakes like that are bound to happen, because otherwise Bustamante would have just left him something easier, and there's a reason he left him that. Now, now this will be an interesting run out if he gets out from here. He's going to have to play a few billiards.
Yeah, he's looking to get into the 210 here if he can.
I was thinking he might play the carom.
You're right.
Oh, well, no, he was trying to get into the 210. You're right. Well, nothing wrong with this, though. He's going to duck down underneath the 6, I would think.
Yeah, as long as you can hit it thin enough and get enough right spin on it. Cue ball's kind of traveling to the left, but looks.
Yeah, you're right. This is a hard shot to get under the 6. He's going to do real well. He might even run long here, just run off it and go back upstream. Like this, yeah. That's even better.
Nice.
I overlooked the obvious there, which is why I'm in the booth, not on the table. But Ralph's, I mean, how do you hit this ball?
He trapped it in there.
Oh, he did.
Almost to the point where if Ralph
Yeah.
doesn't move one of them, he can surround it with the 8 on the second shot. We'll see what happens.
He's going to take a slow kick at it. And that was the best thing he could have done right there almost. That's not a bad result.
Oh, well, he's actually on 2 already.
Oh, well,
Just 'cause
okay,
he
that's
clipped
a
the
terrible
9 on
result.
So he's going to be going for 3
Yeah,
fouls.
that's right.
Here.
Yeah, he won't like this next shot. How do you play this next shot? Let's see here. So Francisco, oh, yeah, this could work. This takes some execution to hit right. But this, the problem with this is the kick at the 2 now is not that difficult. But I mean, I'm never going to question Francisco's safety play. He's a genius at this part of the game.
He only has the right long rail, 1 rail. It's the only kick. Tough to judge this one.
Actually, this is brutal. Yeah, Ralph's looking to lose this game right here. I would make him, what, a 3 or 4 to 1 underdog to hit this ball? On new cloth, factoring this is like
the
a total guess.
Just so far away from the rail you're kicking at. It's
right.
tough.
Oh, he hit it great. Oh, what a shot.
Just short. He's no good. 3 fouls.
Oh, he did hit the
4 on the
Oh,
way in.
wow. I thought he hit it.
Rare 3 foul
Yeah, you hardly
situation
ever
there.
see that.
Unforced on the first
Yes.
one. Bustamante got him real good on the second one. And pretty good there as well. That's what it takes to 3 foul a world-class player.
Oh, it's very difficult to do. I mean, I bet I've only done it once or twice to players in my whole life. It's hard to do against you good players. You always find a way. Oh, he did catch that ball. Yeah. Good call by the ref there.
So Francisco opening up or leveling the score at 2 each in the first set. He's always had a big break.
Oh,
I
if
mean,
he wants to hit him hard, he can smoke him.
Yeah, and I think that's goes without saying, that's an advantage in hand rack, especially if you're not playing that kind of set break where you're making the 1, which is
or the ball's in the
inconsistent.
side, just shooting right in dead.
Yeah, so back rail. Interesting. So Filler won the World 8-Ball Championships breaking from the back rail.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It makes you think.
Well, you know, that rail gives you stability on your bridge hand and something to kind of leverage against. And so with 8-ball, I can kind of see doing that. But your cue ball's hopping at a different area, and it's different. I've never been a fan of breaking any farther. I want to be up by the line where I'm close,
too.
but these guys all shoot so straight. You could move them back another 10 feet. They'd hit that 1 ball square.
It's tougher, but in a way, it's more stable if you know how to execute
That's
it.
right.
Like, I'll do it on the bar table because you're not giving up that much distance. But on the 9-foot,
yeah, it's a difference, isn't it?
Another push situation here. Getting a lot of good content from these 2 players.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday about how rare it is to make a ball and get a shot on the lowest ball playing hand racking. And I think you said that the entire series, like a 4-pack, was the best you saw. That's
only twice.
Yeah.
So that'd be like running the setup.
Oh,
it's only a race to 4, but it's only happened
still
twice
incredible.
over all the matches. Nice slow roll there.
What a shot.
Four does pass the 8, but he's going to have to be on a real tight angle to get at the pocketing. Kind of like where he is now.
Yeah, this is quite the impressive run out.
He can get there.
He can do it if he can get the cue ball out away from this rail 1.5 to 2 feet.
Oh, he's straight, so he's going to go into it.
Yeah.
No.
Unfortunate. Aggressive. I mean, that's the shot you're going to play there, but it doesn't always work.
So because the 4 is tied up with the 8, would you consider tying up another ball here?
Yeah, I would maybe roll the 10 right to the 9 and just say, here you go. Take your ball in hand. He's going to take a slow kick at this 4.
Yeah, the other way to look at it is even if you miss the whole ball, then you're still safe on that one. So maybe take a shot at it.
Yeah, he'll shoot this real slow. Oh, hit it like a Filipino. What a shot. What a shot.
Great shot. Actually left him kind of tough to even do any kind of return. I mean, he can just push up on it, but he'll be looking for something more aggressive than that.
Yeah, I mean, Ralph's in a terrible spot.
I feel like if you try to use the 6 as a blocker, the cue ball is going a little too far left, but maybe not.
I'll tell you what, for what he had, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he might have got there.
He might have left him a billiard on the 8, but I think Francisco might play safe here, real slow, and just tuck the purple behind the 8, just like this. Nice shot. Yeah, about the best you could do. Boy, there's so well. There, I like that. I like.
Pretty loose.
You could play the 4, possibly cross side. I don't think there's a lane. He might try to drive the 4 2 rails down table and kind of keep the cue ball right there.
I like that, but the 5's kind of in the way of that track.
And you're going to make the 8 a lot of times doing this and then be forced to shoot again. Oh, he's playing a little slow safe. Good shot. Yeah, good shot. Nice. Yeah, there was a lot of options there, and Ralph's usually going to pick the best one. You know, when I first started playing the tournaments with these great players, I just was under the impression that they're all going to shoot at everything, and I really saw a lot of safeties that taught me a lot. I realized that you don't always have to be the hero. You got to know how to move and duck and have the discipline to duck.
Oh yeah,
I
think the theory there is that you should consider that whenever you're playing safe, you're going to get safe.
Yeah.
Minimum 80% of the time.
Yeah.
So then you have to say to yourself, well, what are the percentages on the offense? Not only to pocket the first ball, but also to get good enough position on the second ball where you're 80% plus, right? So
yeah. Now with the old school rules with 9-ball, where you're not, we would play more aggressive because you could miss. You can either make the ball, miss it, and hook the guy, or luck it in. So there's that. With these new rules, you better play safe well to compete with these players. Now, obviously, he's doing this so that that pocket's open for the 6 later. Nice shot.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good now. Great set so far. Lots of moving.
Yes.
Both players coming up with some good shots.
It's been a very one-pockety set of rotation. I can't wait for the Bustamante show-hand match later today. I love watching one pocket, and I think it's a great game. And I believe the fans will really dig watching these two play.
Yeah, it's coming up at 4:30 Pacific. It's going to be a race to 5. 10,000 of the winner, 3,000 of the loser.
Wow, nice.
Rest of the action today will be from the Las Vegas Men's Open. Women also have 2 tournaments going on this week. Juniors, Parasport. There's the Festival of Pool here for you at the Rio.
It really is. I was just texting some of my friends back home. I'm like, you guys need to come down here. There's events for everybody. There's thousands of people here. The tables play amazing, and they're excited. They're going to come next year.
Good angle.
That was a good shot, because if he stays a couple inches below that 7, now he has to travel 3 rails around to get on the 9. That was a key position shot there, and he executed it real nice. Now, if you followed me at all, I'm a straight pull player. This guy, his straight pull's underrated, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. But like, he plays the game as correct and as smooth and beautiful as I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's always been kind of a facet of
Yeah,
how they learn in Germany.
That's right. Yeah.
Oliver was a great player too.
Yes.
Josh is a good player now.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, Francisco can rain hundreds too.
Huh.
He's played plenty of it. Plays it a little more, unorthodox because it's not his favorite game. But Ralph really is a heck of a straight pull player.
Well, Ralph won the 14-1 when it was in New York,
yeah,
right?
that was my first pro event in my life. I turned 27, and I watched him win the whole tournament, and he just played magnificent. Yeah, he beat Min Wai Chin in the finals, and man, was that a great field. Everybody in it was just...
Never heard of him. Korea or?
No, from Taipei.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a great, I think they said he's ran over 400 practicing, and so, yep, Ralph won that tournament. Varner, Siegel, all of them, Dallas West, all some Mizrack. It was really a legendary field.
Ralph switching locations here, going from the side rail now. There he goes.
Oh, yeah, that worked.
Side.
That worked. Two got away from me. We might get a look at it here if it'll just bounce up a little. Ooh.
Good. First break and run chance. For the set as well. That's the break that Federer Gorst used in all the games that he did well in.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Big shot here. If you can flick this in and just come up just right for the 3, he's got a decent chance to run this rack. The 5's kind of tangled up, so it's difficult, of course. Nice shot.
What are the options on the 5? There's a left side pocket.
It doesn't have many.
There's a small window, kind of, say you get the cue ball between the 6, 7. You can pocket the 5 in the corner and come one rail across. Just mentioning that because the 4 is pretty near that kind of landing zone.
What I see here is him. Let me see how he lands on the 4. Good shot there. Well, now this is limited what he can do. He's gotten a little straight on this.
Well, you just draw back a little bit.
And just take the cut in the corner, you're thinking? Yeah. Yeah, that you can't do much else.
Oh, you could stun over this to the bottom, top left as well.
Yeah, a few ways to play this. It'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. None of them easy.
Looks like he's actually considering power drawing.
Yeah, and drawing down and shooting the 5 in the side. That way, at least he's not hooked on the 5. And I kind of...
this is where it gets tough with the shot clock too, right? There's so many shots, and you got to decide. You got to decide quick.
Perfect. Yeah, nice shot. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
It's good for the game, though.
It is. Yeah, you can't. You look. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. In any sport where you're trying to entertain fans, I don't care if it's Sergio Garcia waggling 30 times over an 8-iron or pool. Nobody should, because we all miss anyway. Now, if I knew I would never miss a ball, I might take an hour and a half per shot. But since I miss anyway, just get on with it, And then once your OCD takes over to where you're one of them 30 strokes to hit a stop shot, like you got to put a stop to that. It's no good.
I agree.
Makes people turn the channel. Nice shot. Oh, these tables are playing so good. They really are playing correct. It looks to me like the bounce, the swerve, the spin, all of it is acting just right. And that's a combination of the cloth being the correct weight and thickness and the tables being level. The players are really playing great on this stuff. And that's a testament to the equipment.
So, looks like a timely break and run for Souquet here. So it'll be to take the first set. Halfway to his goal of winning two sets.
Yeah, they both played great. It's almost surreal for me to watch them because I've watched both these players from up close for so many years, and it just never gets old. I'm a fan of both of their games. They play so different, but they're just such winning players. They've won so many tournaments that I just don't imagine how you could perform much better over a career.
And they look the same as they did 20 years ago.
Right, yeah,
too.
they both have aged well, and they're in shape and healthy still.
Execution on the table is great. It's a world-class
Yeah,
set here.
yeah, absolutely. Nice shooting, Ralph.
Run
Nice
for
shooting.
Souquet. Takes down the first set.
He's got about a $30,000 cue in his hand and $30,000 watch on his wrist. How you hitting him there, Ralphie?
Both players going to take a break. We'll stick with you. Breaks are short here, about 5 minutes long.
Got my buddy Kenny Brown sitting there in the front row from Canada. I lived with him up in Canada for a few months. A good dude. Took me out four-wheeling out in the mountains.
What province is he from?
British Columbia.
Okay.
And we saw some dirt bikers out on the trail. They said there's fresh grizzly scat on the ground. And I looked at Kenny. I said, well, what do we do if we see a grizzly? He goes, just rev the motor. And I go,
Really?
that's our plan, really? In America, that's not how we do it, but okay. Luckily, we didn't see any grizz that day.
He's heard of that working? Or?
Yeah, I know. I was going
Well,
to say.
you can outrun a grizzly on a dirt bike, right? You could get away.
I mean, unless he clotheslines you or something, but yeah. No, Kenny's a good dude, and we, he had a couple big old, like, 800 Polarises, and we'd go out in the mountains. It was so beautiful. That is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's always been far from me. It's on the west coast. I live central Canada first,
right.
and now I'm in eastern Canada. But I've been out there.
You've been out there, I'm sure, yeah. It's unbelievable. And I have another really good friend, Brian Wallace, from there on the island, which is, again, like the most opulent place I've ever seen. And he's coming here this week. I'm looking forward to seeing my buddy Brian. He was a pro golfer on the Canadian tour. And, oh, man, can he hit a golf ball? It's disgusting to watch.
Well, there's a lot of good golfers from BC.
Yeah, and he's a 650 Fargo. I mean, he's a super talented guy. He plays great pool, was a world-class golfer. I kind of hate him now. You can't be that good at that much stuff. Camera doesn't really show it, but I mean, there's thousands of people in this room. This event is just got something for everybody, from the beginner right on up to the world-class players. What an event Predators put on.
Yeah, that's your schedule for the week there. The Challenge of Champions is going to be an interesting one. It's Rublin Amit, the Women's World 9-ball champion, against Christina Tkach, the Women's World 10-ball champion. They'll be playing a set of 9-ball and a set of 10-ball. And if they split the first two sets, they'll be playing a set of 8-ball to determine the winner.
Yeah, that's two killers right there. They both play, and Christina just looks like, so harmless, just this little short little blonde girl, and just runs out from everywhere. Yeah, runs hundreds playing straight pool.
Yeah, we'll see how that one develops. I mean, I would give Rublin the small edge in the moving department.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
But if it becomes offensive, kind of like Christina, it's tough to pick a winner there.
Well, I've seen some American guys in the bars with pretty big egos, and I feel like telling them, I have like this friend, this 16-year-old girl in Russia that would torture you, just torture you playing pool. Be a real eye-opener for some of them.
Bustamante to open up the second set, going from the side rail now. He's used 3 different breaks. Close bridge from the line, back rail.
He pulls that cue, Eric, as you know, all the way back through his bridge hand.
Yeah.
And I've always been worried about his tip catching a finger and like just snapping his finger.
Nail
wow,
goes
look at
flying
this break.
onto the cloth.
Yeah, right. Wow, how about that break?
That's the one.
He made 3 balls on the break and got a shot on the one. Tough shot, but doable.
Yeah, kind of in between for position. Negative is he has to kind of baby the ball a little bit, no matter how he hits it. Filipinos like dragging these shots. But it
Yes.
looks like he might go at it one rail.
Oh, just over. Well, he might get behind the 10. Look at this little roll to start the set.
And that's how Ralph started off the first set, remember? His only mistakes were in the first game, and he got a couple rolls, so.
Yeah, he had to put a lot of spin on that to go 2 rails, and as you know, you put spin on the ball, it ramps up the difficulty.
Yeah, he didn't want to play the 2 in the corner, which I understand, because he would have had to underhit it too much. But still, that way, the spin got him. Close jump, but looks like Ralph's going to attempt
Yeah,
it.
this is where these little air rush Predator jump cues shine. I mean, barring a miscue, he will guaranteed hit the 1 with this thing.
Sitting sideways on the table.
Yeah, this is tough. Kind of across your body.
Get your stability here.
Oh, when you're across your body like that, it is a lot tougher.
That was the only reason. 7's going to be the issue for Francisco. Would he try to open it up here, maybe?
You know,
there's room to pocket.
I think I'd have to leave it alone and make sure I get on the 2 well. But yeah, the 7 is definitely tight. Nah, he wanted to be more straight here. He has to really hold this or slide across and play the 3 in the same hole, and then that makes position tough with the 4 there, obviously. Nice shot. Really well hit. Boy, these pros make it look so easy. It just is not this easy, folks, as I'm sure you can attest at home.
Let's get on a similar angle that he's on now, closer to the 7, but similar line. Oh, he might have underhit it. At worst, he's straight enough to stick the cue ball behind the 9.
Yeah, that would be an option. I think he's okay with bottom left English, and he can shoot the 9 in the same pocket.
Yeah, just throw it a little bit.
Yeah, this is he just, okay, so he was a little heavy on that ball and had to cheat the pocket. But now, well, this is going to be tough.
It's okay, roll straight through now.
I mean, you know, your next shot on the 10, though, is going to be near the rail, I think. I'm not in love with this at all. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not in love with that. That's harder than it looks. It just looks subtly like, what's the problem? But he was in a bad spot there.
Well, you called it well. I mean, he was trying to get the cue ball off the rail.
Yes, and that's what made him miss the 9, because he tried to get the cue ball to do more than was laying naturally.
I thought he'd favor the long rail, kind of use the long rail, let it trickle in, but I guess it just had too much angle going that way already.
That's right. Well, when I first started playing pool, like, I had only played a month, I had a thought, like, how could that guy miss that? He's a legend. But again, pool's a hard game, and it doesn't. The only problem is the pros make it look so easy that I think we forget how difficult of a game it is. Nice out there.
Well, one of my favorite things that my students tell me is that I struggle with long shots. And it's like, I hate to give you a cheap answer, but so does everybody.
So does like everybody on earth. Like,
they don't get it.
Bustamante just struggled with a short shot because he was trying to play position on the 10 and cheat pockets. And yeah, it's funny. I've heard that too. Like, I don't do good on jacked up 8-foot shots. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, I have trouble hitting a 1-iron too.
Bit of a mistake from Francisco there. A little unlucky on the exact angle he got on the 9. Only reason he made it, but Ralph taking a small lead in the second set and kind of inching his way towards the finish line here a little bit. Francisco's going to have to turn the tide.
You know, it's funny as a fellow player, and you know this, you're a great player. Even though Francisco's not showing it internally, he is steaming doing that and missing that 9. There's nothing more frustrating. We accept missing the long, tough shots, but when you're within a foot of the ball, these guys make a living out of not missing those. And so he is hot about that. We'll see if he can keep his composure.
Ralph going with the same break that he closed out the first set with. was only break and run of the first set. One got kicked away that time, but 7 in the side. Doesn't have the pocketing angle. If he can, he'll be looking to hit this thin enough on the left side and bring the cue ball back to where it is now.
Yeah, put the cue ball right behind the 10-2-6 if he can. You know, I was reading on the Arcos box, and I found it interesting. It's saying that these balls, the composition and the way they're made is a little bit, and they can withstand like 20,000 impacts. Wow. And I've dropped them a few times on a cement floor, and they're unscuffed. So the way they're building them,
wow,
they're just. We talked about it yesterday, how great they are. But the thing that matters the most to the players is the cue ball. If the cue ball doesn't act right, you know, we don't like it. This cue ball plays great.
Yeah,
now he's got a chance to jump this on the side. Well, he's been around a while. I recognize him. Oh, is he going to kick this? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he will jump, but
yeah,
just saying that he's not afraid to kick.
Oh, no. No, Francisco's a great kicker. Pays to hit it. Just hit the ball, see what the cue ball does. Oop. Well, Ralph might take this, might give it back. Can't quite tell if Ralph can see the one. I think he can, and it gets him on the 2 if he manages to make the 1.
Yeah, he'll be taking this.
So you're going to want to hit this with just a little bit of middle left cue ball, so the cue ball kind of turns straight out like that. Oh, he just overcut it a tad.
First missed ball for Ralph in a few games. That was a big point in the second set here.
Yes, sir.
Fairly open table for Francisco now. 5's going to take some maneuvering, but could play the combo if he likes.
Yeah, the 4 to the 5 is going to be tough, although the 5-6 combination is laying pretty good.
Could come to the short side of the 5 and shoot the 5 and 6 in opposite corners.
Nice shot there. That was a stun run through stroke. I'm always talking about to my friends and how important it is to master that part of the game. Is that what you guys call it in Canada?
Yeah.
A stun run through?
Yeah, such a specific hit.
It is, and it's an awkward hit that's subtly difficult. I mean, you'd think it's an easy thing to do, but if you're at home practicing, practice shooting stop shots and having the cue ball just rotate maybe a half a rotation or a full rotation forward, and then that'll help you a lot moving the cue ball sideways also. That's what he did right there. That was kind of a stun run through hit.
It's good here. He needed this game.
Yeah.
Too much angle, but he'll power over to the right side rail. Maybe straight enough to just hold it.
Francisco's I've always noticed that he shakes off misses and mistakes and bad matches very well, because he knows at any moment the afterburners could come on and he can play like the legend that he is. And so he doesn't really freak out. He's got so much experience that I'll tell you who else was incredible. Maybe the best I've ever seen at that was Johnny Archer. I would see him get off the plane and play horrific and lose his first round. And 3 days later, he was hoisting the trophy, win the whole tournament. I saw him do that like 100 times. And I would even say to him, like, man, Johnny, are you all right? Because I haven't been playing, I've been practicing, golfing. I'm out of stroke. 4 days later, they're handing him all the money.
Wow.
Back like, 01, 02, 03. I mean, I watched him win 30 big tournaments, just play unhuman speed of 9-ball.
Player of the decade in the 90s and played real well until even 2010.
Yeah.
He was just dominant.
Oh, totally. Well, you hear players get named like player of the decade. I mean, I would like to be player of the week or something. I mean, like, they're player of the decade. Like, holy cow! I'd like to be player of a Tuesday. Mika was player of the decade, and Archer was before that. So that's quite a feather in your cap. Player of the decade.
Let's see what Bustamante does on the break here.
Yeah, that last break was great. He smoked him. Watch the hip rotation here. Torso turns left. It's like a punch. He's just going to push off the right foot and rotate. Bam. There's some speed there. That was a pretty athletic move.
Nothing down, but he's happy with where the cue ball ended. Oh, pardon me, the 6 is down.
Yeah, good shot. He's trying to come right down behind the 7, but this will work.
Out the window between
Yeah,
6
I know.
balls.
Isn't that something, how often that happens?
He left it somehow, either for a kick or ball first. I can't tell.
Well, what do you like here? If you can hit ball first, I mean, you're limited being tree-topped over the 7. I think I would just drive the 1 up into the right 4 feet or something. I'm not going to try to get cute and do too much here. Because when you're tree-topped, yeah, just like this, and just push it over there. That was the shot.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice shot.
I think he got him full ball here. Yeah, he can't hit it.
Yeah, they both just have such high pool IQs. They both know all the shots, all the moves. They know what's going to happen before it happens, and so it's hard to outmove these guys.
Yeah, more coverage here.
Yeah, more coverage.
Yeah, he's looking at that little space between the 9 and the rail there.
You know what I think he wants to do here? He wants the cue ball to clip off our left side of the 1, land back where it is now, and maybe even get back up behind the 7. And you'd be surprised how often this works, you know?
Yeah, you have an idea where the half ball angle's
exactly. Just like this. Nice.
Clip the 2.
Yeah,
Unlucky result.
Yeah, a little unlucky. The 1 got out above the 8, but that's what he was trying to do there. Pretty crafty stuff.
If he doesn't clip the 2, he probably has enough energy to get back.
That's right. That's right. Boy, look at that stroke there. Isn't that something? And he's on the wrong side of the 2 now. It's going to limit his position to the 3, which is why you can see he's a little dejected.
So roll up safe behind the 5 if he just wants to stop the cue ball where it is.
Right. This takes a little more precision and touch than it looks. You can mess this up quite easy. Nice shot.
It's another good shot to practice if you're just kind of a beginner player. It looks so simple, but you have to have intuition of where to hit the object ball and how the cue ball is going to move.
Otherwise, you just leave him straight in, you know, you just push it forward. Now he's drawn a parallel between the 2 balls from the pocket, which is a nice visual to the players. He's using that corner pocket as a guide. 2 rails with right English, great shot. There's a reason he's a Hall of Famer. He just knows what he's doing.
Is the 5 past 7 here?
I think it does, Eric. It's I think it does. It looks tough, but he's got to make a pretty nice shot here. A little bit of right hand English. Gauge the swerve perfectly. Nice shot. Such a cerebral thing to shoot a shot like that when letting the cue ball curve. When is that bowling ball going to curve getting down to the pins, and just factoring that just right.
Yeah, it deflects at first and swerves at the end.
That's right. And they kind of cancel, and yeah, it's very much a feel thing. Now you want to get a nice angle on this 7 to go 3 rails to the 8 with high left English. So he's going to bounce off this rail. Oh, no, it didn't go. Yeah, nice well, shot. This is even better. Okay, I thought it passed. So now he's in good shape and cut this and go 3 rails.
shot.
Straight back draw will be
Right.
okay here.
Now this is the stun run through stroke. Now he's going to pop this and let this cue ball rotate forward just a smidge. See, that's a harder shot than it looks. You see how he jumped out of his own skin there?
And see, he misjudged it a little
That's
bit.
right, he misjudged
He
it.
won't next time.
No,
But
that's right. Yeah, that's why we're talking about practice this at home. The stun run through is one of your most valuable assets in your pool game. It comes up all the time, 2 or 3 times a rack. Well, maybe not per rack, but it comes up a
More
lot.
than you'd
Yeah,
think.
more you'd think.
Like a soft stun is
Yep,
another way to describe it.
Yes.
They're both correct.
Yeah.
Same shot. What would you say? 20%
Yeah.
lower speed than a full stun, kind of.
Yeah, so if you're shooting a stop shot at home, fine. We all know how to do that, most of us. And now just raise your tip up about a half a tip, and you're going to shoot a stop shot, and then the cue ball should release and move forward a full revolution, which is a 7 or 8 inch forward travel. So, you know, you'll get to fine tune it to where you can get your cue ball to move forward an inch or 2 or 6 inches or a foot. There's a game actually where it comes up quite a bit called straight pull. And so, yeah,
8 ball too.
Yeah, 8 ball, any pool game, you're going to need that in your bag.
Someone get this man a BK rush.
Man, tell me about it.
He's breaking with the BK2 there.
Yeah, it's still
R3,
blasting them.
pardon.
Yeah, those are great, but the new break sticks, just the cue ball just jumps off the tip like a rocket.
I don't think it matters for him. He hits it so good.
Yeah, he hits them so
But
good. He
hit
don't
it-
care.
He would hit it better with the rush. I
Now
think.
here's where you can just hit this with a high ball, maybe a couple millimeters of inside, or you can hit it with right English, which is probably how he'll play it. Yeah, the Filipinos are
Drag,
so
yeah.
comfortable at drag spin shots. Nice shot. Yeah, this is tough. His cue ball's moving towards the 4 off this draw, so he has to land between the 4 and the side pocket, or maybe even go below it.
I'm above it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
below,
that.
you're right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I called it below it, but same thing.
No, I was thinking the other way.
Yeah, he was in trouble there. Nice shot.
Try to catch the window between the 7-10 here.
Here goes the Mr. Stun run through stroke.
Right.
Just a little pop and a couple inches of forward. Now this one's, you could play this a couple of ways. I suppose you could go high right English, 2 rails. Well, wow, that was gutsy. He didn't, he knew he was going to get out past that 9. Nice shot.
Yeah, he wanted to guarantee the angle where he wasn't
Yeah.
running into the 8 with
Yeah.
the cue ball off the 6.
That's right.
Smart shot there.
Yeah, I just love watching him play. It looks like an art.
Yeah, so
It just looks different than other players, and it is. He does move the cue differently, but his top speed is so scary. When he was in his prime, he's still really in his prime, but in his day, like, nobody was tracking him down to gamble with him playing nothing. He was giving the 8 to the best players in the world. I mean, think about that. The best players you've ever heard of, you get the wild 8, bet 10,000.
yeah. I was always amazed how wide he gets his closed bridge too.
I know.
Look how
I know.
Look how wide. And that's,
I know.
He can get it even wider than that.
Yep.
But the wider you can get your hand,
Yeah,
the
more
stronger
stable,
the base.
right.
Okay, guys, we're just gonna take a real quick break here. Just a 1-minute clip. But stick with us. Bustamante looking to close out set number 2 here. One break and run on the trot so far. No balls this time, though. So Ralph's going to get another chance in this second set. Tough opener. 7's tied up with the 8, so going to see more moving. We haven't seen as much in the last couple games.
When you shoot this one, Eric, do you try to kind of picture overcutting it a little bit, or do you even mess with all that?
Yeah,
Like
because it's going to be
right,
cut-induced throw on the
right,
ball. You're hitting
right.
it, cutting it so heavy and hitting it so light. If you
Like I'm kind of almost trying to make sure I overcut it, get safe, right?
that too.
But it kind of affects your aim when you think that way, I know. With one pocket, you do it because you're shooting balls slow and just flicking them over to your hole. But with rotation, you kind of got to go all out and make the stroke. And if you're missing, then you're just not going to do well that day.
You can play the cue ball behind the 4 here.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Drive the 1 back down by the 3. Put the cue ball behind the 4. Yep. Good call. And that's exactly the shot.
One thing about this, when the balls are in this position, it's very tough to kick safe out of. Like when you got to go short rail and then diagonal over to the long rail.
Oh yeah, you're happy to hit this ball.
Yeah, I mean,
And you can scratch cross side here, going off the 1 rail first. The cue ball's going to go right towards the side.
I think he just kicks at this with speed. And
Yeah,
tries to get a roll.
Say a prayer, just hit it. Even as good as these guys are, they're not really sure what's going to happen from this spot. Oh, he's thrilled with this. You'll take this all day.
Cluster of 3
Yeah.
balls forming down by the bottom left now.
Yeah, anytime you can hit a small ball like that and leave distance, you're thrilled. Boy, Ralph's in a tough spot here. He can't play the bank on the 1, really. Shooting the shot's super difficult. And he looks like
Cross
he's
it over with a bunch of left.
That's kind of what I like, Eric, but I think he's going for this. He looks like he's aiming at it. I would shoot the bank and run back down table, but that's, I'm chicken. I really don't like shooting these long shots froze off a rail. I just don't make them enough. Yeah, he's shooting at it, I think. Wow, just shot it right in there. What a shot.
He's got a chance to open up the 7, 8, 9 off the 3.
Right, that's exactly right.
4's lying decently over the pocket, so the only thing that can get him is if one of those balls gets in between.
Yeah. Man, that was a good shot. Nice shot. Yep.
He's got the angle.
Yep.
Ideally try to hit the outside of the 9, kind of frees up the cue ball towards the 4 more.
That's right. Yeah, because you can scratch off the back of the 9 here. So he's going to err. If he's going to err here, he'll miss him completely.
Right.
But yeah, I think you got to take a clip at him here. Yeah.
Well,
Tough little shot.
Rack's going to be tougher now, obviously.
Oh, yeah. If you make this purple 4, you've kind of painted yourself into a corner. Oh, I think he's going to try to cut this in and then bank the 5 upstream and tuck under those balls. Yeah. He's playing. I can already see he's playing shape on the safe.
Yeah, originally, sorry, I thought that was the 7
Yeah,
by
I
gate,
did-
but it's actually the 5.
Yeah. So hit this just a little bit of high left English to get the cue ball closer to the next shot. There, it's perfect. Now he can get under the 8-9.
To avoid the double kiss.
Yeah,
A bit of left
yeah.
will help that.
Yeah. High left. This is delicate. Oh, nice shot, Ralph.
Deserved round of applause
Yes.
from the crowd. And looking at that angle, how the 8's nestled up to the 9, it actually might be available in the bottom left there. It's tight
Right.
for sure, but the 7's exactly where you want it to be to get on that angle. We'll see.
Now, I'm shocked. I'm shocked he's kicking this way. I would think he could kick to the in rail, side rail, and have a big ball to hit.
I think he wants to come underneath it, where he's
Wow.
got like 3 rails underneath it, but you got to hit that with a lot of speed.
I mean, I would have to think he has to go this way with bottom left English to shorten it up. Yeah, this
He
is his
thought
own.
better of it.
Yeah, this is his only option. Well,
What is this?
oh, he's going off the point or something.
Are
He
you
tried
for real?
he tried to go off the point.
Are you that good? Is he
Yeah.
that good?
Hey, he's shooting exhibition shots on me here. I would normally make somebody sign a waiver before I even shoot a shot that good in front of him.
I guess he thought that was his best chance to get safe going that way.
Yeah,
he didn't think he was ever going to get safe if he went to the short rail first.
That was pretty. Although that 7 or that 5 is a big ball sitting there. If his cue ball comes off that second point moving right, it would have probably hit it. It wasn't as crazy as it
Why he
looks.
thought he would have got safe more going that way
Right.
than just going the traditional 2
Right.
rails. It just wasn't there, I guess.
Well, you know, and I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I just get in the mood to like see if it'll work. Just like marriage, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, let me just try something crazy here and see if this will work. You just get in the mood and you want to try a shot, and so I think that's what happened there. Good shot.
I think the 8's available if he stays right on the same line.
Well,
as the
I'll
7.
tell you what, I think kicking the 9 in is like laying real good too.
That's a good call.
Right? It looks close. I mean, there might be a little throw involved, but yeah, he sees something I don't, because the 8 doesn't look like it would go naturally in the corner. Boy, he's been using that cue for a long time. I've seen him win tournaments in like, oh, he tried to open him up. Okay. Well, obviously that's much more difficult, but
Okay, so long distance shot for the second set for Francisco here.
yeah,
if he
big
makes
shot.
it, he's out.
Yeah, this is like shooting the 10 ball. He held nice and still there. That's one thing about Ralph, man. If he misses, it isn't because of head movement. Good shot.
Just for people that were taking note of how he was cueing at the ball there, he wasn't actually hitting it with that much spin. He cues from left to right.
That's
it's just
right.
the way his stroke moves. But you see him cueing at the left edge there.
No.
You never
Rob
would. unless you were
Saez
forced
does
to.
that too. It always
Right.
kind of like amazed me.
Carlo Beato.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, tried to come up and rub that 9. I tell you what, I bet he goes for this
I
cut.
do
I think he's
too.
going to cut the paint right off
He's a
this
strong.
thing. I mean,
I was thinking bank.
well, here's a guy that just shot the kick off the points. I mean, you know he's going here.
Yeah, you're right. He is cutting.
He gets in the mood. He's going. Oh, he overcut it. That's hard to do.
No kidding.
Oh, he might scratch on the side. No, it's okay. All right, life for Ralph.
Right, yeah. Ralph still has life here in the second set.
But see, at the pro level, especially somebody with Bustamante's talent, if you let him practice on this table for a couple hours hitting balls, like he'll get to where he just hardly misses anything. He won't miss that cut.
Straight in for the 10.
Well, same for, I mean, I've watched all you pros practice. When you guys get to hitting balls for a few hours, oh my goodness, you can play a speed, a pull that's just like creepy. It's so good.
Ralph's been somewhat efficient on the break.
Yeah.
Around 50-50, so it's a threat to possibly break and run a rack.
You know, it's funny when you're sitting out there in a match, and I know I do this, you think you are the only one missing a ball in the whole building. You know, because you're seeing all your misses. You're not seeing any. So you just think you're the only one missing balls. And it's a total game between your ears.
Ralph's at 61% on the break. Or pardon me, 60. Safety efficiency has been high for both players, around 80%. Very few missed balls, 2 missed balls total between
just
both
the
players.
awkward, the tough ones and the awkward ones. I think they've been pocketing balls real nice. As the viewers know at home, you know, if these guys were just trying to pocket a ball and not play shape on anything, that's tough enough. But look at this break. But when you're trying to you know,
Go ahead,
spin and play position, it ramps up that difficulty.
3 balls in the break
Yeah,
and straight
and a
down
shot.
the 2. Dream
Yeah.
layout here for Souquet. Just got to bring the cue ball between the 6-9 and get an angle going up
Yeah.
table. It's playing into the angle, and he can hit it with high.
Yeah, at the world-class level, he figures to get out here, but I do not like saying, oh, this rack's easy. But as far as the 10-ball rack goes, this is about as good as it's going to get. He has to capitalize here.
Second obstacle is going to be that the 6 is kind of surrounded by the 7,
That's right.
10, 9.
That's
There's got to be some maneuvering there.
very observant of you, because a lot of people think the rack's easy, and that 6 is going to make position difficult. He has a lot of work ahead of him.
What do you think, coming below it and then trying
yes.
to track between the 7, 10?
Yes.
You like that?
You read my mind. No, I like stunning the cue ball to the back rail and then going right between the 7, 10, just like you said. There's other options, but that's the one that jumps off the page at me as the best. He wants us to move to the end rail a little more. Now he's limited.
Yeah, I got a little straight.
Yes.
But just be aware, everybody, being below a ball like the 4 there, you can control that ball pretty well.
That's
The ball's
right.
moving diagonally up table.
Yep.
Now what?
Yeah, there's really only 2 ways to move your cue ball around, with spin or stun. And now he has to just hammer this thing in with some kind of draw or cheat the pocket. This is 10 times harder than what he wanted. Oh, what a stroke. Look at this stroke, and it's going to get perfect. Nice shot, Ralph.
Deserved round of applause from the crowd there. Pinpoint position.
Yeah, that was pretty. Hit that with bottom left-hand English. You see the massive follow-through.
Now what? He gets behind the 9?
Well,
just kidding.
Yeah, you know, there's 2 ways to play it. If you slow roll the 6 with high left English, which is how I put the left on it to come in between the 9, 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with that 9. Oh, Lord. Oh, I thought he got right behind the 9.
He's good, and we're looking at Hill in the second set here. Souquet.
Francisco, he will really be disgusted over cutting that 9, because he had a chance to put the set away, and now Ralph might win the match.
And the position on the 8 too. It was actually tricky. I mean, it's not that he hit it bad, but he barely clipped the 9, which changed everything.
Yeah, he could have just easily clipped it and got perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Bobby Hunter taught me something 25 years ago. He says, you're trying too hard in matches. Like, when it's your turn to do well, you'll just do well, and you can shoot every ball with the butt of your cue. Like,
it's good advice.
It's just, when the balls are going to cooperate and let you win, you'll win, and when they're not, you won't. So quit, like, over trying and stressing. That helped me. I kind of started having the attitude of, like, let's see what happens. You know, instead of thinking I could just earn victories, you know. Like with Bustamante, like, there's days where you cut that 8 in and you come up and clip the 9 and it just butters up. You look like a genius. So just don't sweat it.
There's days where you're breaking the balls, you get on the 1 every time. And there's days where you're breaking the balls and you never get on the 1. Nobody can explain it, but you just have to kind of accept those, how those rolls are going to go, and fight as hard as you can when they're not going your way.
That's right.
But
yeah, try to steal some matches when nothing's going right. That's right. Yeah, you throw your line in the water enough, you might catch a fish, and that's kind of how winning tournaments is. The more you go, the more tournaments you go to, and if you have a good attitude and the balls cooperate, you might get to hoist a trophy once in a while. So, or if you're these two, you get to do it every other week. But
like the U.S. Open you won? What year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, back at the wagon wheels and stuff, you know, before the internet.
Souquet looking to close out the match here. Break and run in the last rack. Picture perfect break. Made 3 balls going from the same spot. There's the 2. How's the 1?
Man, isn't that something?
The 10
just
is
raining
good. Is it there?
And look at the 1. Might have got over the hole just enough.
Well, he almost got in a spot where he could have caromed or comboed the 10 in, which is a win. Is he okay to pocket it directly in the side here?
I think he can. I mean, it's tough, but it does look shootable.
Worst case,
actually,
off the 10.
Off the 10. Yeah. I even like that better. Just play it off the 10. That way you can strike this a little more aggression.
I think he will.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you something. I believe that Francisco, not saying he doesn't want to win this match, but he is thinking about this big match with Chohan
Sure.
this afternoon. He loves playing one pocket, and a lot of money on the line. So, but I think him getting to play this couple sets here will give him an edge in the match with Chohan.
Good call.
Table time,
Same table.
right? Same table. You get used to the table.
Oh no.
You know what? I think he tried to play it off the 10.
I think he did too,
Yeah.
but he must have undercut it. He
Yeah.
undercut it by a fair bit. That's the only way you can miss that one.
Yeah, he did. He undercut it just enough. Well, I don't know, but it's a tough shot. Oh, look at him. He's going, how could I not make that? Because it's either going to go in or go off the 10.
Yeah.
He's
But he got a
rolling.
roll here.
I mean, and again, we just talked about it, about, when the balls are going to cooperate. Well, this is the balls cooperating.
Yep.
Otherwise, the guy could be straight in the side with a stop shot.
Yep. And this one ball's going to play real big because the 3's close to the 10. There's caroms available, maybe an off-angle combo, but this
will be a cool shot. He's going to kick 3 rails behind the 1 and try to kick the 1 into the 10. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Oh, man, what a shot. He's going to get saved, too. Great shot. Pays to hit him.
Don't think rail first is there because the cue ball's too close to the rail already.
Oh, I want to see it go to a third set. What a nice hit.
Don't really see a way you can get past the 10 and pocket the 1. Talking about going along the left long rail.
Yeah,
he is there. Oh, is this a jump, John? Long distance
golly,
jump.
would he jump this ball?
Here comes the match.
Oh, you couldn't put a gun on me to jump
If
this.
he makes this.
I mean, this is going to have so much force. A lot of times the 1 will bounce off the table.
Got it.
Or you could do
Shot.
that. You could just hit it like Ralph Souquet. What a shot. Oh, my goodness. He just won the match with that shot.
Wow.
Francisco's got to be kind of smiling there going, are you kidding?
Wow. And here he is, 310 for the win to advance to the final 32.
Well, what an unbelievable jump for the circumstances, Still got to make a nice little strike here and bear down.
What a match.
What a match.
Classic Ralph Souquet.
Francisco's a class act as usual, smiling.
Francisco played well as well. He'll still be in the tournament, and as John mentioned, he'll be up in the one pocket challenge at 4:30 Pacific. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Next round coming up at 1 p.m. Pacific time. For John Schmidt, this is Eric Olofsson. We'll talk to you guys soon.